my number two, this is my number two because
What is
I
your number
want it
two?
to be, but I have a backup in case you disqualify me for my number
Oh,
two.
in case I disqualify you. Okay.
Number two is my birthday.
Your
Can that be a
birthday.
holiday? If not, I have a
Ah.
backup. If not, I have a
No,
backup.
I think it. No, I think you need a backup. I think it needs to be. Not everyone in the world can celebrate your. Well, I guess they could, but it's. I think we need a backup.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean, in terms
I
of
think we need a
like to
backup.
me, it's like that's like one of my favorite holidays of Anne for the year.
But,
So
before
okay.
we ask you to give her backup, like, what is the rationale for your birthday being ranked number two?
I just feel like that's like who doesn't love a day where like you get to hear from all your friends and family, you get to spend time with them, like you get fun things, you get a free Starbucks. Like I feel like those are the days
Yeah.
where it's just like there's so much joy associated. But I'll go to my backup. My
And you get
backup for
another year closer to death too, I guess. And
I
like that's
mean, can you tell that both of us are on opposite ends of the spectrum here? Like, this is why Christmas is number three. It's dark and depressing, and you get another
right,
your
yeah.
birthday. You get another year closer to death, like, or you get to hang out with all your friends and
Holiday
family.
cheer,
Like,
all that stuff,
yeah,
right? Like the old
bah
Steve Martin
humbug.
skit. Yeah. All right.
Um,
What's your other
okay, so
number
my
two?
so my other number two is actually Memorial Day. I picked that for the reasons that
You
you
did.
outlined. Yes, because
Wow.
again, like, can you tell that Minnesota is a miserable place to live most of the year? Because Memorial Day, like you said, kids are almost done with school. Everybody's like kicking off the
Yeah.
summer. If you work at a place that observes Summer Fridays, which I did for several years when I worked in advertising, it was like this was the kickoff to Summer Fridays. Everybody's like really
Yeah.
ready to
Yeah.
like get
Yeah.
outside and make the most of the summer. And there's no better time in Minnesota than summer. So for all the reasons that you identified about Memorial Day, I also like the other kind of fun part of this, and this is true of Fourth of July too, and is I like when you get to honor the veterans on this day. Like I think it's a really
Yeah.
cool time
Right.
to
Right.
like when you're in the grocery store, you can be like, thank you for your
Yep.
service. Like that
Yep.
time and like that pride, which I don't feel like we get an opportunity enough to recognize the veterans
Yeah.
in our country. Like I do love that, like the seeing the
Mhm.
kids go up to somebody like a
Yeah.
World War II vet that's got his hat on at
Mhm.
Jerry's grocery store, and like they get to go up and be like, thank you for your service. And I love that part of it too. So number
Yeah,
two,
that's a great point. I
holiday.
forgot about that. We've regularly visited the veterans cemetery too here in town,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, take the kids over there 'cause, my wife's a veteran too. So yeah, that's a great point. So if we had a who's winning the rankings on this podcast, which we might at the end, I think Memorial Day is the winner of the overall rankings. Even though it might not be ranked number one, it is like
Yep.
the surprise hit of this
Yes.
podcast.